Hey all, welcome back to Awful Stories. I'm Michael, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily videos. The first was made in the relationship subreddit by a user named Verita Lux. The post is titled, "My boyfriend turned me into a baby and I don't feel like myself anymore. I, 30F, used to be a very independent person. For example, I traveled to over 30 countries by myself before the age of 25. I knew how to survive anywhere in the world. My parents were abusive, so I escaped home and lived on my own as soon as I became an adult. I enjoyed living alone and doing everything for myself. Then I met my boyfriend, 27M, a few years ago. Despite being younger than me, he treats me like a baby and started doing everything for me. He always takes me to work and picks me up after since I don't have a car. Without him, I would walk or take public transportation. I've always been grateful to him for doing this. Not only that, but he also does all the housework, most of the grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, and laundry. When we travel, he plans everything. Life with him became so convenient that I got used to doing nothing on my own after a few years. All my friends say they're jealous I have such a good boyfriend who does everything for me. I thought so too, but suddenly I realized that I can't do anything by myself anymore. When he goes on business trips and leaves me alone for a week, I find it stressful and exhausting to handle house chores like cooking and cleaning, which I always used to do before meeting him. I've become much less independent than I was 10 years ago, and I don't feel like myself anymore. On the other hand, I feel like I'm finally receiving the love and care I never got from my parents, and it's somehow compensating for my miserable childhood. He says I need to be treated like a baby now because I didn't get the chance to be one back then. I know this isn't healthy in the long term. What should I change?" Okay, so this is a real tricky one. It's completely understandable to feel conflicted. On one hand, embracing the care and love you never received as a child can be healing and comforting. On the other, losing that level of independence can feel like losing part of yourself. The identity you built to survive and thrive is now tangled with a need for support and protection. The boyfriend's approach of treating like a baby as a form of compensatory love is heartfelt, but might greenlight dependency that could leave OP feeling less capable or confident when alone. The awareness that OP has about her situation, that this might not be healthy long term, is a crucial first step. Small, manageable changes, like doing one task herself when her boyfriend is away, can gradually help restore OP's sense of self without losing the comfort and love she deserves. Mirai Tenchi said, "Some of these comments are gentle parenting you a bit too much, in my opinion. It's good that you're aware you've become too codependent, but from your comments, it seems like you're still resistant to making any changes. It's obviously good to let your partner love and support you, but if you feel like you're losing independence and becoming too lazy or helpless, then changes need to be made. Start by creating a more even split of household chores and making your own plans. Reach out to your friends and make sure you have a life separate from him. Sitting around and being bored when he's gone isn't okay. You can handle household chores and daily tasks on your own if you were able to in the past. You just need to change your mindset and push yourself a little more, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to support and take care of yourself to some extent. We never know what the future holds." To this comment, OP said, "You're right. I feel awful about myself for not being able to have fun without him. It doesn't help that I'm living abroad now and don't have any school friends here, so he's pretty much my only real friend in this country." Lu Vien said, "Girl, what? Start doing shit and stop making him do everything." The second story for today was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, "My husband being the victim of revenge has destroyed our marriage. Ever since this happened, I've been sick. My 29F husband, 30M, has been the victim of revenge. Images of him were sent to our family, friends, and even some of his colleagues. At first, my husband told me they were old images from before we met, but some of them were clearly taken in our flat, the one we moved into together. Eventually, he admitted the images were recent. He met a woman on an online dating app, and after they exchanged photos, she began extorting him. He had been paying her from our savings account behind my back. He gave her £5,500, and once he had nothing left to give, she followed through on her threat and released the photos. It has been devastating dealing with the fallout, not just that my husband was on a dating app, but that he also gave her everything we had saved. The police say the person who extorted him isn't even in this country. He swears he never met anyone in person or physically cheated on me. We've been married for 2 years and together for 4. We were saving for a down payment and now we have nothing. Nearly everyone we know is aware that my husband was on a dating app exchanging explicit photos with another woman. This has destroyed me. I'm so ashamed. My confession is that I can't stay after this. I just had to tell someone. Rack said, "It's his shame, not yours. Remember that." Full Gear said, "Because you mentioned pounds, I'm assuming you're in the UK. I'm fairly certain there are revenge porn laws there, so you should look into filing a police report for both the photos and the blackmail. Next, contact a divorce lawyer. He was cheating. Also, if you contributed to that savings fund, someone owes you that money back, whether it's her or him. It doesn't matter who, but make sure you get it back." This third and final story was made in the confession subreddit by a user named Reasonable Major. The post is titled, "I hit rock bottom last night after years of gambling. I really need to get this off my chest and hear from others who've been through it. I'm 22 years old and I've been gambling since I was 18. I've never really told anyone the full story, but after what happened last night, I feel like I've finally hit my breaking point. It all started when I first went to the casino with my friends at 18. I put down $50 and somehow walked out with a $1,000. The next day, I did the same thing. Another 50 turned into 1,000 on roulette. At that age, that kind of win felt unreal. I got hooked. For a while, it didn't seem that bad. I'd go maybe once every week or two with my friends, only spending around 50 each time. I was working at a Korean barbecue place, so I always had a bit of spare cash to play with. But over the years, it started to spiral. When I was 19, I got into sports betting, and that's when things got really bad. I lost every single dollar I'd saved for a trip to Asia. The trip was only a few months away, and I had to pick up another job just to make sure I didn't disappoint my girlfriend. That guilt and stress nearly broke me. I told myself I'd learned my lesson, and for a while, I stopped. I went a few months clean and built my savings back up to around 6,000. But of course, the moment I felt safe again, I went back. I started winning again at first, and that false sense of control came flooding back. Then last night happened. I lost everything, around 14 grand. That was all the money I had saved. I work in support now, and I'm at a point where I barely have enough left for fuel. I'm so depressed and full of regret. I keep replaying every moment, wishing I could go back and make different choices. What makes it even harder is pretending everything's okay, having to smile in front of my girlfriend when all I feel is guilt and shame, trying to hang out with friends and act like I'm fine when deep down I feel completely empty. It's exhausting trying to keep up the act when all I want to do is disappear for a while. I know I'm still young and that I can rebuild, but right now it just feels unbearable. I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to keep living in this cycle of losing, rebuilding, and destroying myself again. If anyone out there has gone through something similar, how did you recover? How did you rebuild your finances and your mental health after hitting rock bottom? Any advice or even just hearing your stories would mean a lot right now. Thanks for reading. Busnut said, "Hitting rock bottom hurts like nothing else, but you're already doing the hardest part by facing it head on. Most people keep hiding until they lose everything. The fact that you're being honest about it means you've already started to climb out. One day, this moment will be proof that you turned it around." Bella said, "I was there in March. After 15 years of problem gambling, I lost $63,000 chasing losses and dopamine hits. I stayed in bed literally for 2 weeks. I was physically and emotionally sick in every way, but today I'm happy it happened. I am now over 8 months gamble free, have a decent job, I was unemployed when I was at my worst, and now get my dopamine hits from exercise. Every day bet free is a winning day. You've got this."